from London, here is Chad Brown.
And our next contest is a middleweight bout, and first to the cage will be Chad the Beast Brown. He has a record of 2-1, and he is representing the Trojan Fight Club in Lewisham. I have to confess I don't know a great deal about Chad Brown. However, what I have seen of him, he does have knockout power. And he's also got the experience factor over his opponent, Charlie Watts, this evening. And that could be a real factor. Charlie is a local guy. Chad that won't have that pressure. He's not going to be a crowd favourite, but with 3 bouts already under his belt, then you know, he's going to use that experience.
Yeah, he's certainly come in shape for this fight, John, as we can see him there in the MMA Junkie prep point.
Yes, from what I've seen of him before, he's really looking in fine order for this bout. Still early on in his career, so he's still improving and developing all aspects of the game, including, you know, strength and conditioning.
Yeah, 2-1 though, so clearly a good start. Charlie Watts stepping up, making his pro debut tonight. So a good solid test, straight out of the gate for Mr. Watts.
And we have Chad at our MMA Junkie prep point. He's just been with former fighter Danny Beaver, readying his fighter before he makes his entrance, and here he is. Moment of reflection before a showdown.
And his opponent tonight, fighting out of the red corner, representing Kentish Town, England, here is Charlie Watts.
And his opponent, the local boy, Charlie Watts, is representing the MMA clinic, and this is his professional debut. We've had the pleasure of seeing Charlie fight before here on Cage Warriors in a fantastic encounter against Ty Palmer, which he actually got the decision. Ty Palmer, interestingly, beat Chad Brown by decision. So Watts will look to go one better and finish the Trojan Fight Club combative this evening.
Yeah, Charlie Watts has a good grounding in amateur fights, as John says. He's fought for us before here at Cage Warriors, always looked very impressive. He's usually very, very big at this weight class, but I've got to say, both guys look as though they've cut a significant amount of weight to make the 185 mark here.
Yeah, Charlie is a strength and conditioning coach himself, so...
We do know, though, John, that this guy lives in the gym. He, a lot of the time, his teammates struggle to get him out of it and say, hey, you know what, you've got to go rest, training's done for the day. He absolutely loves it, and, you know, if he can bring that kind of passion and intensity into the cage, you know, we're in for a really, really good fight here.
Yeah, he was very keen to get started under the professional rule set. And his time has come. Here he is, Charlie Watts of Kentish Town.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 3 rounds, middleweight action inside the cage. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist standing 6 feet 1 inch tall. Official weight, 185 pounds. As a professional, his record stands 2 victories and 1 defeat. Fighting out of London, England, here is Chad the Beast Brown. And next his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, also a mixed martial artist, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall. His weight, 183 3/4 pounds. Tonight, he makes his professional debut in front of his hometown of Kentish Town, England. Here is the Ox, Charlie Watts. Referee in charge of the action, Mark Goddard.
So Mark Goddard will be overseeing proceedings. We have Charlie the Ox Watts in the white shorts and Chad the Beast Brown in the white trunks. Door is set and we're ready to get this one underway. Here we go, round one of this middleweight contest.
Wow, both guys a little tentative, well, not tentative, just taking their time, coming out, really sizing each other up.
Yeah, a lot of distance between them, but a big right hand was cocked by Brown. Going a bit out of range with Chad Brown.
I think straight out of the gate, John, we can see that, you know, both guys have really got that intention for any kind of tempo change. When they want to throw and strike, you know, they're going to do so with intensity and some fast-paced movement.
Charlie, nice bit of movement, nice light on his feet at the moment, and he's now had 2 unanswered leg kicks, very thick into the thigh. Some interesting attacks from Chad Brown.
Yeah, Chad Brown very acrobatic in these opening exchanges.
Sometimes those unorthodox attacks are quite difficult to predict and effective.
Oh, Chad Brown's got to be careful about this grip around the head. He's giving Charlie Watts a route straight to his back, and Charlie's got a lot of strength to throw into those takedown attempts.
Looks like Charlie's trying to actually prise his head out of that position. But as you say, Chad Brown has it almost side on.
Yeah, he's got to be very careful if Charlie manages to free his head and level change here.
See Charlie favouring the use of the knees at the moment. Watching a fight science program, and throwing a knee is something like being hit by a car at 30 miles an hour.
Chad Brown trying to tie up with a high over and under here, managing to reverse the position against the cage. Let's see if he has some intention to use it.
Chad Brown has an underhook on Charlie's left side, which is giving him up, but
oh, Charlie doing exactly what we thought, looking to counter that high grip.
Good balance by Brown, but Charlie's managed to pop out, and he has a Thai plum guard of his own, looking to use those knees to greater effect to the head. Just as that's unlucky for Charlie, because just as he had got a better position, he's been broken apart by Mark Goddard.
Yeah, he was starting to have some success with those knees in the clinch. Chad Brown closing the distance, not really entirely sure what he aimed to do once he was there, though. Most of the strikes coming from Charlie Watts.
I think that's a good point, actually, Josh. When a guy throws from so far out of range, it's because he actually doesn't know how to, or he's a little tentative, he doesn't know how to get in a bit closer.
Yeah, Charlie's starting to land a few of those counters now. Chad Brown's having to cover such distance with each strike. He's starting from so far outside of the range that, you know, he's got those few seconds for Charlie to see it coming.
And Charlie doing a good thing by keeping on his toes and firing with counter punches, but he's more the aggressor with the leg kicks at the moment. 1 minute 40 on the clock in this first round. The Kentish Town Forum, Charlie the Ox Watts hometown. Plenty of time in this fight yet. These guys don't need to take too many risks. But I'd like to see Chad close the distance and see his... Wow, he set up that left hand quite well with momentum, which I think landed.
Yeah, Charlie Watts countering with a knee very nicely, immediately looking for the takedown. You've got to wonder what the game plan of Chad Brown is at this stage. As you say, still plenty of time to go in this fight, but really the one putting the combinations together, putting the counters together, and showing the intention is Charlie Watts, and it's all going to count towards the judges' scorecard should we go the distance here.
To me, it seems Charlie seems the more confident at the moment, really taking the fight to Chad Brown. Chad's continually sort of looking away at his corner, trying to get a bit of instruction.
I know Chad Brown is the guy pushing forward a lot of the time, but you know, if you're not landing the damage and landing the scoring shots, it doesn't count for a whole lot.
And the Ox is stalking the beast at the moment.
Like to see Charlie keep his hands up, stay composed. As you rightly said, John, no need to rush.
Last 10 of this first round. Oh, and a nice spinning kick from Charlie, and a spinning heel kick from Chad. Anything you can do, I can do better. Neither really did too much damage. Interesting first round. Neither guy looking to engage too much. I think Charlie might be aware that Chad does have knockout power, but equally I'm not sure that Chad Brown knows what to expect from Charlie, and is just that bit hesitant.
Yeah.
As we can see, he was so far away as he was trying to go gunning forward.
Exactly as we said, the range is the thing that's holding Chad Brown back now. He is throwing big shots, and they are a little wild, but he's throwing them from so far away that closing the distance, you know, is just taking too long for him. Charlie Watts really doing a good job of countering those, initiating the clinch, landing a bit of damage, and then coming back out. I mean, the first round definitely going the way of the MMA Clinic fighter.
And I think if Chad Brown keeps overcommitting like that, he could find himself in a very precarious position, and a position that Charlie Watts could take advantage of. So it would be interesting to see what instructions he was taking from his corner as we get ready to enter this second round here at Cage Warriors 45. Follow me, John Gooden, on Twitter, John Gooden 999, and Josh Palmer at Josh Palmer MMA. So here's round two. There's a lot of space between these two fighters.
Yeah, starting the second round much as we did the first. Really careful about closing the distance. Oh, and this time the Roy Jones Jr. style leaping left hook from Chad Brown, finding the mark.
A technique that I like, actually, Josh, but
so hard to land because, of course, the setup isn't there and you're coming from a long way out. Relies on a lot of the fast twitch muscle fibre.
And it's risky. You know, if you miss or if your opponent steps back, then he's got a clear shot at an uppercut or something else, which, yeah, you just got to be careful with his strategy, I think. But he's still in there, switching stances now.
Again, Charlie Watts having some success with those kicks. If he's intent to stay at range at all, it's probably a good game planning thing for him to keep going with. He's had a lot of success with them. Not really much intention to check from Chad Brown.
In the pocket now. And a short exchange before we can see the ups with a huge elevation and slam. Straight into side control.
Yeah, good high double leg takedown from Charlie Watts. Immediately moving to mount. Knees in tight, tucking the feet, wasting no time with a progressive ground game here.
Got a great deal of movement coming back from Chad Brown.
Plenty of time to work.
Very measured is the ops in his approach at this stage, Josh, picking his punches.
Exactly, just needs to steady himself. First time at the pro rule set, so of course I think he's going to relish the chance to use some elbows here.
Yes, the big boys' toys coming out for the ops.
Doing an excellent job of recognising where the escape was coming from and basing out. Tight hands, loose arms is what you want in a mount here.
3 minutes left of our round and plenty of time.
Oh, just giving up some space here though, looking to possibly be a bit more aggressive with his mount.
It looked like he was transitioning to escort, but actually we've just seen Chad the Beast Brown tap to strikes. And a pumped Charlie the Ox Watts. Yes, a huge adrenaline dump there for Charlie the Ox Watts as he wins in front of his home crowd and celebrates with Paul Hines and Ben Vickers and Chris Carley.
Yeah, very good composed performance as we see the takedown there, and once Charlie Watts put the fight on the ground, he wasted no time in moving to a good aggressive mount, some good strikes, and really no answer on the bottom from Chad Brown, forced a tap to the onslaught.
So that is our second professional contest done, and we'll hand over to Joe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 2 minutes, 12 seconds. Round number 2, submission due to strikes for your winner. In his professional debut, the Ox of Kentish Town, England, Charlie Watts.